we're a week through September. The climatological peak of hurricane season is just about here, and no doubt it has been another busy year already. I want to bring in AccuWeather Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Porter and hurricane expert Dan Kotloski to talk about the season so far. Good to see you both again.
I see you too, Adam.
Yeah, so
good to be with you.
Always a pleasure. We've had some pretty impactful storms so far, and I'm going to ask this to both of you, but Dan first, what sticks out to you the most about this year?
I think what sticks out the most is probably, the number of storms that we've had. It's been another fast and furious start. We kind of thought it would be this way, but getting storms such as Ida, really blows my mind as far as impacting again Louisiana again, and then going on and then causing severe flooding into the northeastern United States. At the early part of the season, we did think that this season would have a higher than normal probability of a major hurricane causing major impacts on the United States. And so we weren't surprised about that. But just the fact that people that have been affected by hurricanes last year were also affected again this year in Louisiana.
Yeah, talk about bad location there on Mother Nature's deciding on where to steer these storms. How about for you, John? What has been memorable for you?
Well, I think the fact that we had so much of an impact, as Dan mentioned, from Ida, ranging from the Gulf Coast up to the Northeast, lives changed forever in just a matter of moments as a result of all the wide-ranging impacts, from the devastating wind to the flooding rainfall in the Northeast. So that's been one key thing. The other thing has been really the scale that we've had in terms of the multiple storms already that have affected the United States, the number of states and the number of people affected, sometimes multiple times already, by tropical storms and hurricanes already this year. And then finally, the impact of the water. We're always concerned about water-related issues from hurricanes far beyond just the wind. And the flooding rainfall has been a major issue in multiple storms. So again, reinforcing the theme of really helping people to be prepared for the flooding rainfall effects, which oftentimes are well away from just the immediate coastal impacts.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Dan, we're about 2 times what the climatological averages are for this point in the year. Obviously, last year was hyperactive. Is this the new normal?
Again, the set of conditions that we're in right now and we were in last year are, again, very favorable for hurricane development, tropical storm and hurricane development. So warm water and less shear always leads to more active seasons.
And that kind of gets into my next question for you. What's so special about mid-September that allows almost every wave or disturbance to develop?
Well, keep in mind that when we talk about September 10th, we're talking about the fact that we are talking about the average, okay? So a lot of times we have a lot of storms in the early part of the season, and then we have less storms during the latter part of the season. So I did some statistical analysis on this, and there are a lot of years where we've had La Niñas where we haven't had nearly that number of storms during the second half of the year. But the water temperatures reach their warmest this time of the year, and the shear becomes less of a problem during this time of the year. And also, too, the really dusty air that comes off the coast of Africa is less of a problem as well. So very ideal conditions lead to much more favorable conditions for tropical development.
So let's look ahead. How's the second half of the season looking for us, Dan?
Well, the second half of the season is still going to be quite active. We still have lots of warm water. We're going into a La Nina pattern that all favors, more active development. So we're thinking at least 7 more storms, named storms, and of those, probably about 3 or 4 hurricanes and 1 or 2 major hurricanes just yet. So that'll bring our numbers up to around 20 for the season. So not quite double what we've had so far this season, but certainly we're going to be way above the numbers. And of course, if we get a lot of activity in September, that will foretell more numbers in the end of the season, because usually if the September is very active, October follows suit, and you end up with a lot more developed storms. So my final comment on this is people should not let their guard down. We're still going to be in a very active pattern through the rest of the season.
We've got a little bit more than a minute left. John, this question's for you. How can folks at home keep up with these storms? Because I know a lot of folks in the Northeast and Louisiana, we're already fatigued here. So what is the best way to keep up to date with what could be coming our way?
Well, it's going to be very important to have your hurricane plan in place, either if you're a family or for your business here as we make our way through the next couple of months, as we expect it's still going to be very busy. And also download the AccuWeather app, the free AccuWeather app from the App Store or Google Play. It's a great resource with interactive maps that allow you to track those storms when they're out in the ocean and then also approaching land, with all kinds of impact layers that you can turn on from an interactive map perspective, and also to turn on push notifications so you can get those instant alerts for any weather warnings that are issued for your community. Those are great resources to keep close the rest of the hurricane season and stay prepared.
Indeed. Let's hope that we don't have to worry about anything making problems for us here within the United States or anywhere around the globe. But knowing how the season has been and what we heard from Dan there, what we're expecting, you never know. We got to be on our toes. Gentlemen, always great to see you and talk with you. Hopefully we don't have to check back in too frequently, but if we need to, of course, you're always there with us, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you.